Has your driving instructor or anyone teaching you to drive told you to come off the clutch slowly? What does slowly actually mean? Does it mean come off in 1 second? Does it mean come off in 2 seconds? Does it mean come off in 20 seconds? I'm not even going to try that one. Today we're going to clear all that up and show you how to get the bike the right way. Coming from a teaching background, I've always found that it's far easier to learn how to do something if I understood how it worked first. So first, we're just going to spend a couple of minutes looking how the clutch actually works in relation to the car. So can you hear that noise in the background? That's the engine running. Now the engine will constantly be running, which means it's constantly spinning while the car is on. But if the car's on, why is the car not moving? The answer to that is because the engine's not connected to the wheels. Therefore, the car doesn't move. Here's a diagram to explain how we connect and disconnect the engine from the wheels. Now we need to connect the wheels to the engine, which is what the clutch does. But if we lift the clutch up quickly, like I did at the start, it causes a bit of a shock to the car, which is often too much for the car and is what leads to a stall. So what do we do? Now bear with me, watch this short clip of a relay race and I'll soon explain. So the person that's getting the bottlenecks doesn't stand there, do they? They already start running before the person before them gets to them. Otherwise, she's going to have a really rough start to the race, or even worse, the other guy's going to collide with her and that's the end, they're out. Well, the clutch is the same. The engine is already turning, but the wheels aren't. So we've got to give the engine time to relay with the wheels. And this is what the clutch does. It gives the engine time to adjust to the same speed as the wheels so they meet nicely without shocking the car too much. And this is why we have to lift it up slowly. How long can you actually hold that bike for before you start to damage the car and the clutch? Well, have you ever sat in someone else's car? Maybe on a hill, maybe in the drive-thru outside McDonald's on a busy day, and you start to get that burning smell. That's their clutch burning because they're holding the car using the clutch for too long. This is causing unneeded wear on the clutch. Well, the ideal time to allow the clutch to get to the same speed as the engine is between 2 and 4 seconds. More than this, it's going to start to add a little bit more wear to the clutch than is actually needed, but do not go out and start panicking. My car has been through a hell of a lot worse. Less than this and you're either going to end up stalling or it's just going to be a really uncomfortable takeoff. So I guess the main question now is, how do you know when you're at the bite point? And it's a really good question, so let's have a look. Now this takes a bit of practice, but the best way is to feel for the vibrations. So the nice thing about this is this can be practiced at home on the driveway without your driving instructor, skipping loads of those driving lessons, saving you money. So let's see if we can hear it. So we're in first gear. We're going to see if there's any change in noise as I start to raise this clutch. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And there we go. Can you hear that? You might also notice the rev count changes slightly. So when do we actually know where the bite point is? So now for a quick example. So I start off by setting the gas between 1 and 2,000 revs. So I'm going to put this into a nice step-by-step format. Set the gas between 1 and 2,000 revs and then hold your gas pedal there. 2. Press the clutch down in increments of a thickness of a pound till you begin to feel the vibrations and your revs will also drop ever so slightly. When this happens, hold your clutch there as well. Congratulations, you've now got the bite. Now's the time to do your safety checks while holding both those pedals there. Put the handbrake down and the car should begin to move. Now you're going to hold both those pedals there until your rev needle begins to drop ever so slightly. When it does drop, this means your clutch has done its job and you can just bring your foot straight off the clutch. Now a quick point to keep in mind, the more gas you give, the longer you're going to have to hold that clutch for, because it's going to take longer for the clutch to meet the same speed as the engine, therefore you're going to have to keep your foot on the clutch for longer. Now an ideal amount, especially in my car, is 1,500 revs, basically between 1 and 2. So again, I'm going to set my gas at 1,500 revs. I'm then going to start to bring the clutch up until I start to feel vibrations and the rev count begins to drop slightly. There we go, and you also hear the engine noise goes down ever so slightly as well. I'm going to do my checks, handbrake down, a little bit more gas, revs begin to go up, then they begin to drop, and then they level out. And then off the clutch we come completely. When they level out, that is when you can come completely off the clutch. This has helped with your driving. Help others find it as well by smashing the like button. I'm going to get my cold self home now. Thanks for watching. See you soon.